Okay guys, this is the third video of the Sockel 1 part. Let's start. Learning objectives. Learn the role of the human element in cybersecurity, understand the SOC role in detecting and mitigating attacks, practice the acquired knowledge in two realistic scenarios. Okay. You are an attacker trying to break into a company. Would you rather spend days exploiting vulnerabilities and trying to bypass firewall defenses, or just send a phishing email to the IT administrator and get the access you need? Okay, so this is much simpler to do. A computer network is like a fortress with towering stone walls and heavily armored gates. One way to conquer it is to breach through the gates, but another, a much simpler way, just ask the gatekeeper to open the door for you. In the cyber world, humans are often these naive gatekeepers, the weakest link in cybersecurity and those who help threat actors the most. Why humans are targeted? Humans are targeted because of the access they can provide to websites, mailboxes, or databases. Some threat actors hunt for a specific access, while others are not so selective and just breach as many accounts as they can and decide how to use them later. Here are just a few examples of what the threat actors hope for when trying to breach humans. Okay, that is here. You can stop the video to read it. What or who is the weakest link in cybersecurity? It's the humans. What do attackers seek when targeting humans in a cyber attack? That would be access. Okay. Attacks targeting humans share a common trait. They rely on manipulating the victim into helping the attacker, whether knowingly or not. This tactic is known as social engineering, and it works by exploiting human psychology rather than technical flaws. For the tactic to succeed, it is designed to be trustworthy. The attacker must appear legitimate so the victim trusts them. Emotional, the attacker must trigger feelings like urgency, fear, or curiosity. Okay, phishing attacks. You receive an email saying your account has been compromised. Click here for details. When you click on the link, it takes you to a fake login page that looks real but sends your credentials to the attacker. That's phishing in action. Email phishing is the most common form of social engineering, with an estimated 3.4 billion malicious emails sent daily. Okay, this is probably an example of that. Malware downloads. Ever search for and install the application on your PC? Well, you might have just installed malware on your computer. To make these attacks more successful, threat actors use innovative techniques like fake captchas, malicious QR codes, and SEO poisoning. Okay, this is an example of that. And now the deepfakes, the new stuff. The rapid rise of AI-generated video or audio has become more effective in impersonating family members, colleagues, or corporate partners. In one case, a finance worker received the deepfake video call from someone appearing to be their boss and got tricked into wiring 25 million for an urgent business deal. Impersonation. Even without deepfakes, the attackers are quite successful in pretending to be someone else. Many recent ransomware attacks started with a simple phone call from attackers impersonating a corporate IT department and asking victims to take over their accounts for a quick system repair. Other attacks. These tasks covered some popular social engineering methods, but there are many more. USB drop campaigns, physical attacks, insider threats, and even fake job offers. All of them are a constant risk to the employees, and you as a SOC analyst should be ready to respond. What is the name of an attack tactic that manipulates human psychology? That would be phishing attack, or no? It's social engineering. Which social engineering method is about pretending to be someone else? It's impersonation. Okay, defending against threats involves two key tasks: mitigation and detection. Mitigation aims to prevent or reduce the chance and impact of attacks, for example, by training employees or deploying a good anti-phishing solution. However, no matter how good mitigation measures are, one day they are bypassed. That's where your SOC skills are vital to detect and investigate advanced attacks that slip through. Okay, this is the mitigation tactics. Defending humans. As a SOC analyst, your task is to detect and investigate attacks, and you'll have the whole SOC level 1 path to learn it. However, you'll soon be tired of analyzing all the never-ending attacks and might think about how to automatically prevent common threats. This is why knowing key mitigation measures is essential. If your mitigation ideas are approved by IT and top management, you ease the SOC routine and make your company more secure. Here are a few examples of how to protect employees, and that is here. Okay, which process is aimed at preventing or reducing the chance of an attack? Mitigation. Which mitigation measure is about training employees in cybersecurity? And which mitigation is that? It's security awareness training. Yeah, good. Every organization faces constant attacks targeting its employees. However, the role of the SOC in responding to these attacks can vary. In some teams, analysts just monitor alerts. In others, they are deeply involved in the company's processes. Analysts may keep tight connections with the other teams like IT or HR, propose security improvements and run company-wide trainings, or even answer hotline calls from employees suspecting the attack. Okay, now we go to the lab and we should finish this. Hey, I'm new software engineer. I urgently need 7-zip archive software but it doesn't launch. Can you review if it's because of your security tools? Upon investigation, you see a setup X downloaded from Best Free Apps Advice 2025.top, a new freeware hosting site. Lucas tried to launch it 6 times but was blocked by an antivirus. How would you respond to Lucas? Quarantine the setup X, instruct Lucas to use the official 7-zip installer, add the setup X to the antivirus exclusions, ask Lucas to try running it again. This is the correct one. Okay. We have a new CM alert, a suspicious email attachment. And here is the alert. And the content is: this email confirms the $23,650 payment from TryHackMe according to invoice number this. For detail, kindly see the attached invoice.rar. And it says the password is for once. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us at support@stripe.com. Okay. Block the email and start the analysis is the correct one. New chat message from Isabella. Hi, I just got a phone call from our CEO Ben. He asked me to reset his Gmail password since he has some issues with login. Of course I approved it, but why did he call at 9 PM from a hidden number? Doesn't it look suspicious? You check the logs and see a login from the USA, the same country Ben lives in. Ben does not respond to your messages or phone calls. What would you do? Disable Ben's Gmail account until he confirms. Okay, new CM alert. User Rose Lewis, login Microsoft 65, and we have Microsoft Online Russia, this info and this THM. Disable the account of Rose Lewis until you are more confident in your verdict is the correct one. Okay, we got the first flag. We go for the second one. Okay. Here we have to select the policies for keeping the company safer. We need antivirus solution. We need security awareness program. Probably a vulnerability scanning and access management policy. Okay, we don't need vulnerability scanning then. We need antivirus, access management, security awareness, and anti-phishing solution maybe. Yeah, that's what we need. This is the flag here. We finished this room, guys. So see you in the next one. Bye.